Like, I remember, when I was really little, like, when I was around, like, 5, like, 6
Mhm.
time period, and I had, like, my little Mattel dolls. I reference the dolls so much because I think that in my head, my dolls were the actual characters from, like, the TV.
Yes.
Like, I thought that the Flora I would watch on the TV screen and the one I had was the one and the same. Like, I just didn't really think like, "Oh, that's, an animation and this is a doll."
Yeah.
Like, it just was her to me, and
Yeah.
I remember, like, I have this memory of going up north to a cabin when I was younger, and I brought my Winx Club dolls in, like, this bin, and I had my Flora. It was, like, I think it was the Pixie Magic one, and I
Mhm.
had all their little pixies with me, and I remember, like, I don't know why I did this. I really was, like, risking my life by doing this, but I would take Flora with her wings on, those magnetic ones, and
Yes.
I was, like, holding her with, like a grip from hell, but I would put her out the window, and I would make
No.
her, like, fly, like, out the window, which is really scary, really scary. I don't know why I was doing that. I didn't lose her, though. I was, like, holding her on with like, I probably was, like, shaking because I was trying so hard not to let her go, but I wanted to see her, like, fly in front of, like, the
Yes.
scenery of, like, the woods, and I just remember being like, "Huh," like, genuinely, like,
Yes.
it was just I remember it so I can picture what she looked like 'cause I would, like, close one of my eyes so I could see
Get that
both.
cinematic view.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yes. I know
exactly.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. And I would always do that. I remember that with her, and I brought them with me because, this is, like, more personal, but, like,
Mm.
like, when my parents, when I was younger, would be, like, screaming at each other, like, I would run up my stairs, I would close the door, I'd put, like, a blanket on, like, the crack of the door, and
Mhm.
I would just sit down on my floor crying, and I would just grab, like, Stella and Musa.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I had Musa at that time, but I would grab Stella, for sure Stella, and I'd grab
Mhm.
probably Flora or Bloom even, whatever, and I would, like, just hold them, and I would
Mhm.
just talk to them, like, they were, like, the ones who comforted me, like, in moments like
Yeah.
that, and, like, they just really, like I just, like now I'm getting emotional, like, I just
Yeah.
feel like I love
Yeah.
them, like, I care about them and, like,
Mhm.
their lives, like, it's in a way that did as a kid, I still do, like, I
Mhm.
do care about those characters and, like, like, thank them, for being there
Mhm.
for me, and, I have, like, a gigantic doll collection in my room, like, that's, like, on YouTube, most of my content is, like,
Yeah.
doll related, but my Winx Club dolls are the oldest dolls that I own, like, I have one right here, like, my Enchantix
Oh,
Layla. I love
yes.
this one.
So
But I remember,
gorgeous.
so, so gorgeous. I love her so much.
I
She's so
love
pretty.
her.
But, like, oh my god, this sound,
Yes, yes, yes,
so
yes, yes.
that sound, oh my god, I could listen to that all day long. But, like, those dolls specifically, those are so old, like, I got those when I was, like, 12 years old, which it took
Wow.
me a minute to get those. Those are like, I've had them, and they're in really good condition still
They
because, like,
are.
I just never like,
Wow.
I would never, like, let them be
What's
destroyed,
your
like, they were
first
just
what's your Pixie Magic Flora look like though?
she she's like, honestly, the one I had when I was actually, like, from the store,
Yeah.
she's she's gone. Like, she's
Yeah.
in pieces. She's dead. Like, I'm sorry, girl. But, like, I do have my set though. I remember getting, like, a lot on eBay, and I
Mhm.
repurchased, like, the whole set. And that was
Mhm.
the first time I ever finally got Musa or Tecna because I could not
Yes.
find them when I was
I
younger
know.
anywhere. Well, I remember even, like, the magical minis that came out,
Mhm.
the little figures.
The little
I
ones.
remember Yes, though I had a lot of those too, but I remember Musa was really easy to find in those minis, but the doll was so
Forget about it.
hard to
Yeah.
find. And especially Techno, like I think more than any of them, I never
Yeah.
saw her, I don't think. But then I ended up getting a lot. So I do have those. So they're still really old and from my childhood, but
Yes.
the ones I got like at the store when they came out, those are dead and gone. Like they're destroyed. They are so destroyed. I do still have my childhood Layla's like wings. I
Oh, yeah.
remember finding them when I
Oh,
moved to this new house and I was like, remix. So I still have those.
yes.
Um,
That's
but
great.
like with oh, I'm sorry. What do you have like a lot of Winx Club dolls yourself? Also, I was gonna
I
ask you.
do. They're all up here in
Ah,
this little, and
whoa.
I have my original like season one set, and they are like they're rough, I will say. I played with them. They're
Yeah.
well loved. I played with them so
Yes.
much. I would take them on like
Aw.
camping, like they would go on camping trips in my backyard, and like like to Black Mud Swamp and stuff, and like
Oh my
oh
God,
my
that's so
God.
cute.
But I don't have any Glam Magic dolls, and I was gonna ask you, did you purchase those in stores when you were younger, or did you buy them
No.
online? Okay, okay. That makes me feel better.
So this is okay. So I I remember when they first came out, I think
Yeah.
it was 2007 or 8, if I'm correct.
Uh-huh.
When they first came out, I remember when they first came out because I started seeing them on eBay and I was
Mhm.
like, oh my God, like those
Oh,
new ones, like
you
they
just
made
unlocked a
dolls of
memory for
them.
me.
Yes, I
Yes,
remember
yes.
seeing them on eBay specifically because some people, I think, in Canada. I think they got them in Canada, if I'm correct, or at least a couple of
Rude.
them. Because there was this lady that worked with my mom, and she, like, I live like really close to the Canadian border, like
Uh-huh.
by Windsor and Toronto.
Oh, wow.
And there was this lady who worked with my mom, and she would go to Windsor very often. And I feel like everyone in my entire vicinity of life knew that I loved Winx Club. So for some
Uh-huh.
reason, my mom probably like told her that I loved Winx Club or something. And my mom one day was like, "Hey, like this girl, like blah blah." At my work, I was probably like, "Yeah," but like probably didn't even know what she was talking about. But she was like, "She found you a Winx Club doll. She bought it for you," and I was like,
That's so
"Aw." And
nice.
it was really sweet, and she brought it home like I think like a week or two later because like she came back and it wasn't Glam Magic Enchantix, but it was like the color magic
Yeah,
Flora
yes.
Enchantix one. And I was kind of like to be completely honest, I loved it, but I also was kind of like I
It's a
want the
better
real
one.
one.
Yes.
But
Yes.
like because I was a little bit older at that point. I was like 8 years old, like
Yeah.
7, 8, 9. So I was kind of
I'm
like
crying.
I was like, "Oh, yay, like, yay, yeah, I love it." But in my head, I was like, "God, I
It's
wished it
not the
was
right
gonna be
one.
someone
Yes.
else." But um but I remember at that
I
time though,
get it.
I was like, so they do have season 3 Mattel dolls in Canada, like, I think. But
Yeah.
I remember soon after that, I did end up getting Bloom, Stella, and Flora from Canada when they first came out. We ordered them off eBay from someone in Canada for like the normal
Wow.
pricing. They were like
Yeah.
$30.
Yeah. Back then they were like so cheap. Ugh.
Yes, and I remember having those, but I destroyed them because I loved them. I cut their hair. I loved them. I played with them.
Yes.
But then I think it was when I was 11, I think.
Uh-huh.
11, 12, I think. I got into Winx Club again and I was like, well, I mean, I was always into it, but I wanted the
Yeah,
dolls
yeah.
again. So I ordered like a lot of those. And I remember having the thought of like, I've never had those Glam Magic Enchantix dolls again. Like, I want those. Like, is
Mm-hmm.
it that hard to get them? I mean, and
Yeah.
back then it was getting a little harder to find them,
Yeah.
but nowhere near how it is today. But I remember I was already doing this before. I learned how to use, I said this to you in the message I sent you, but I learned how to go on like European eBay websites when I was like
Yes.
7 years old because I think it was on YouTube. I Someone was like, "Oh yeah, look there" or something.
Uh-huh.
And so I learned how to do that really early. And that's like I remember buying like some of the Giochi Preziosi like witch dolls off of eBay in
Yes.
Italy. I remember I had like Will, Halen, and Cornelia, like,
So
and those were
cute.
dirt cheap too at the time, which is so crazy.
Yes.
But I did have those. And
Ugh.
there was one Christmas where I told my mom, I was like, Mom, all I want for Christmas is the Glam Magic and Chantix dolls. That's all I want. And she was like, huh? And I was like, well, can we like look on eBay? And she was like, okay, like whatever, if that's what you want. So I remember with my mom, she like helped
Oh,
me and we went on like, Italy, Germany, Finland,
yeah.
Sweden, Belgium, Croatia, like
Wow.
France, like anything you could think, like literally every country. We just surfed those and I ended up getting all of them for like used for really good prices. I think like they ranged from probably 15 to like 40 and I think Musa was like
What a time.
$60 if I'm
Yeah.
correct. And I do have her right here because she does not have her crown right now because I actually want to like sew it into her hair so it's not
Yeah,
on
yeah,
her right
yeah.
now. But I do have
Oh,
um
she's so
my Musa.
perfect. Oh my God.
Yes. I love her.
I
I like
love
added little details to her and stuff.
Oh my
Um,
God.
but yeah, I
I
sometimes
love
can't believe I
her.
have her because I know she is
Yes.
like probably in the doll community as a whole, not even just Winx Club. Like, I feel like I don't often see a doll line that has a doll that's like this
Coveted.
desired as this one. And
Yes.
it doesn't really feel like that to me because I've had this since I was like
For a long
12 years
time.
old.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Damn. That's
I
so
just,
freaking cool.
I know I'm still here.
Michael!
Yes.
She's
I brought her to show
perfect.
you
She's
specifically.
perfect. I love her. Oh my God. Oh my God. I
I
want to see her
know.
shoes.
So
They're so
sweet.
cute. Oh my
I
God.
know. And she has I love, like, oh God, they're just
Her
like,
wings.
they're
Oh my God.
just so immaculate. Like
Ah,
the Winx Club dolls from Mattel, I know everyone, which I agree with this. Like everyone is always like, I love Mattel, I love Mattel, I love Mattel.
mhm.
They are just,
They're just better. They're just
they
on a
had
different level.
they had wire in their bodies. They had magnetic glowing wings. They had like Kanekalon hair with tinsel. They had like shoe molds that looked exactly like the show. I always loved how the shoes looked identical to the animation.
Same.
Even the clothes had like wire in them, and they came with a second
Yes.
outfit, a CD, like their pet, like the holographic card. Like they just came with like
The
the box designs.
detail. Oh my God. And
Yes.
like their little flip phones with their best
Yes.
friends in the phones.
Yes.
Oh my
So
God.
cute.
I remember I was so upset because Layla came with Bloom in her phone. I was like, that's not right. So I bought Layla for my friend the weekend that season 2 premiered. It was her birthday and I was over at her house and I convinced her to swap the stickers on our phones so that my Stella phone had Bloom on it, and I still have that phone like somewhere in my collection.
Oh my God, how
With
cute.
Layla's sticker of Bloom on her phone. I showed that to another collector friend a little while ago, and she was like, "That's not right." I was like, "I know."
You just had
It
like
was a
that
custom.
was just unacceptable. That
It
was
just
just
was
unacceptable.
not right.
I get it though. I understand like that specificness of it.
Hmm.
I also wonder, okay, this
Uh-huh.
is something that I feel like rarely people remember, but
Like, I mean, I'm a digital marketer now, and I like create content for a living basically, and like I wouldn't have had those opportunities, I don't think, if like I wasn't in the Winx fandom
Yeah.
for all of those years. And
Wow.
yeah, it's like it's crazy. It's like really, yeah. I get
That's so amazing. The way that
yeah.
it like really does find itself in like almost everything and the way
Mhm.
that that folds into your life now. Like, I mean, even for me, like, I feel like Winx Club was one of the main factors as to why I found myself interested in drawing and
Mhm.
fashion. Like, I remember Winx Club being one of the first things that I ever had the thought of like, wow, like that outfit is really cute.
Mhm.
Like the composition of that outfit is really good. And I felt
Yes.
like there's sometimes color palette or color combinations. I just love like color theory in general, like as an
Mhm.
artist, like with drawing and like character design and things. It really made me interested in character design too. Like just a lot of the things I do to this day, I feel like it's
Yes.
because of myself, as well as like I was also really obsessed with Teen Titans too as a kid.
Same!
The original.
Same, yes. Oh my God,
Yes.
Serena. I have this hilarious. It was like me and my little brother were like 3 years apart, and so he was like little, and we were my dad was into music, and so he had like recording stuff set up and stuff, and so there was one night he like set up all the recording stuff for us, and we and our little like kid baby voices sang the Teen Titans song. I have a
Oh,
recording of that somewhere. It's hilarious. I'm
oh
gonna
my
play it at his wedding one day, I swear. My
God.
brother's wedding. So
That is so
crazy.
sweet. And that theme song is so good. It's
Hi
so
Hi
good.
Puffy Yummy Yumi. Oh my God.
And the fact that it's them, it's literally Hi Hi Buffy on Mimi singing it.
Literally.
So perfect.
I love
That
it.
whole like just that era of animation was so good. Like Winx Club, Teen Titans, Witch, Trolls with a Z. Like,
Trolls. It's a hair
yes,
thing.
it's
Y-
a
Um,
it's a hair thing.
I
It's
recently rewatched Trolls actually. It's on Tubi for free, which is like,
yes,
oh my God. Yeah.
it's so good. Like actually good. That's another one that was like pretty feminine. That's like actually a
Mm-hmm.
good show. I just love that era. I was Trolls on 4 Kids. Do you
No,
remember?
it was on Discovery Kids, and it was on like in
Oh,
the mornings on CBS is the ones that showed Discovery
yeah.
Kids. And yeah, it was a I rewatching it, it was funny. I hosted like a like for just like my friends, like we had like a Saturday morning cartoon day a couple months ago, and
Oh,
like we all
cute.
like got to my house super early. We ate like cereal and we watched like girl
Cute.
power like cartoons. And we
That
watched the
is
first
so
episodes
cute.
of Trolls. I was like, Ruby is so mean.
Yes, Ruby. Her voice, though, her voice actress was so good. I know
She's
that
Rock,
she's,
isn't she Raquel in Princess and Barbie Diaries?
and yes, yes, and she voices Mariposa, I believe,
Yes,
as well.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
because I remember always thinking her voice sounded, I don't know what it is about her voice, but her voice sounds so perfect to me. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
like a voice that I would like pick if I was voice shopping for like a different voice
Mm-hmm.
for some reason. I would pick that one. I don't know why. It just sounds so like I don't know how to explain it. I just love that voice. But I just remember like I had the Game Boy game. I also had some Trolls though. So I just liked
Ooh,
anything like of that essence was
same.
so good. Like there's 5 characters, they all have a power, they all are trying to like, overcome some evil of some sort. Like I just thought that that formula was
Mm.
so good. I was so obsessed with it. And yeah, I don't know, Trolls was just gorgeous. I loved Trolls. But I feel like Trolls seems like something that it would be on 4 Kids. Like I'm
I
having like a
yeah, for
Mandela
real.
effect about it.
Yeah, and even like the soundtrack and everything, and like the theme
Yeah,
song for Trolls, like oh my God, it was yeah, it was like it was all the like the formula of it was very for kids for
yeah.
sure. Okay, I have to show you.
Oh
Hold
yes.
on. So this is the French version of the Encyclo Magie, which is basically just a it only came out in I think Italian and French. And
Oh wow.
it it took me forever to track down like a copy. Um but I it has profiles on all of these. Isn't that so nice?
Oh my
With
God.
his hair.
That
Oh,
like muted red color. Oh
oh,
my God.
I
Like
love it.
he is so like I don't like really look at them and ever think like, oh, like,
They're
they're like
sexy.
hot or anything because they're like
Yeah,
teenagers, but
that's
just like
true.
the concept of like a a grown man like looking of Helia's look,
Hmm.
it's just so like wow. Like I would be so blushing at
Oh
him.
my God. Yes. And like how like he just seems like intelligent, like and like just fun to talk
Yeah,
to because like because he's intelligent.
exactly. And he's like
Oh,
actually like gentle and sweet.
yes.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Also, um, I don't know. I think I remember seeing something about like a drawing, but I wanted to show you this because
yes.
I found, which I don't know, like
Show
we could also
me.
show this like in the like record, like when we're recording, I could like also
Uh,
show it there if it's like if that would be good. But like I found this old note because I knew that I had some old Winx Club drawings. This one, which honestly, I'm surprised that it looks this good because I think I drew this when I was like 9, I think 9 years
okay.
old. And it looks like this. It's like this old drawing of
Oh
Bloom.
my God, it's so good. Oh, it's from the
I know,
comic
right? I was
book.
like, isn't that cute? And I put Bloom. I think I spelled guardian wrong, but and
So precious.
she's like breaking out of the ice.
I
Isn't
love it. Oh my God,
that
that's so
sweet?
sweet. Ah,
I know. And I also found this too, of the same time period. I drew Will
oh my
from Witch
God,
as
yes.
well.
Oh my gosh. So I know that you've got a witch collection that you started like some years ago, but like, did you grow up also watching Witch?
Yes, I watched
God.
both of them.
Same.
I love them both. I know there's a huge discourse. Genuinely, like Lola, I don't think there's anything similar about them. I get
Mm-mm.
it. There's 5 girls, they have
They're
powers, they
fairies
transform.
technically.
But like it was so, so different. Like they're
Yeah.
such different characters. And I really like how Witch is like okay, I feel like this is a very specific thought, but I
Uh,
think Witch reads a little bit more like I don't want to say emo, but just a little bit more like like I don't even know if I
it's
say
just
goth either. Like just
darker.
darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like with the like striped like the striped tights and like the wings are very like pointed and they're like lined in
Yeah.
black and like
They're kind of like
like
scene a little bit. Not very
yes,
goth, but not very like emo. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's exactly what I mean. And like the theme song, like the like
Oh my
like it was
God.
just more heavy. I love
So
that theme
good.
song so good.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, did you liked Witch too when you were
I
growing
loved
up?
Witch. It was so hard to find Witch things growing up. I don't know why, but I remember my family took a trip in 2005 to Disney World. And it was the first time I'd ever been to
Oh,
Disney World. And they had witch things at Disney World. And I was so in my
oh,
Winx Club era then that I was like very much, I was very snooty about Winx Club because Winx Club was like my show. And it was like you had to
yeah.
be there, like you had to like you didn't know, like it was very funny. But I remember seeing a billboard in Disney for Witch and being like, if Disney owned Winx Club, that would be Winx Club. Like I just remember my 9-year-old self
You're
thinking that.
thinking
I'm
that.
like, oh my God. So
That's so
goofy.
cute.
But I remember
I
seeing the
love
Witch
that
Dolls
though.
and like the Disney shop and stuff, and I was just like, oh my god, like this is so crazy because I never saw them out like in the wild.
Yes, ever.
But yeah,
And they
ever.
had like, and I usually think that
Oh, puppy! Oh, baby! Oh my
she's been
goodness.
she's been wanting to come say hi so bad. Hi, sweetie. Um, what's this? I feel like I always think that Winx Club stuff is really hard to get and like kind of hard to come by, like what you
Yeah,
specifically want. Which stuff is absolutely just
doesn't
nowhere to be found.
exist. Yeah.
It's so bizarre. But in Europe, though, have you seen some of them?
Really?
Like, there's so much witch merchandise that was
Oh
released
my
in
god.
Europe, and they're cute. You would die. They're so, like they have like these like really interesting like bags and like there's
Oh.
I mean like anything you can think of really. There's something
Yeah.
witch of it, and I honestly didn't realize it was that big over in like
Yeah,
Italy or
well,
in Europe.
it's also an Italian IP, like Winx Club,
Yes.
which is, I think is so funny that they have those things in common. But then Winx
Yeah.
Club won the lawsuit, in 2004, so it's like
Yeah.
it's not even doesn't even matter. It's so goofy.
But honestly, ever since I can remember, I've just always found Darcy very intriguing as a character.
Yes.
I feel like you
Yes.
would eat in a Darcy cosplay. Have you ever
I
thought
have
about that?
thought about it. I have. Darcy is one of my favorites, not just because she's voiced also by Karen Tackett, who voiced Stella, but
Yes, yes.
I just her character, her like 70s aesthetic, like I love her. She is so good. I think that she's like the perfect blend, I think, of like diabolical from like Icy and also like kind of like like funny, like Stormy. Like she's like the perfect middle
Yeah,
child, like for sure.
exactly. Yes,
I love
exactly.
her.
And her outfits and like her hair and I remember when I was younger that scene in Day of the Rose where she's like Bloom's like, Riven, I'm coming, and then she's like, I've
I
got him, and
got
then
him.
she like, yes, when she goes, I've got him, and then she like pulls off her helmet, and then she's like,
Oh,
"Uh," and then
yes.
and then I remember Riven like sounding so corny is like, whoa, you're beautiful, and then like. And I like it. I like how Darcy at first was kind of like, okay, this guy's actually like really cute and kind of like
Yeah.
evil or so negative inside. Like I kind of like him, but I feel like so quickly she was just like, okay,
I
bye. Like,
know. I
like
know. I think that her
so
sisters got the better of her in that because they always made fun of her for liking him. And it's
yeah.
like, girl,
But it was sweet
let
that
her
she
be in
liked him.
love. Yeah.
Yes. But of course, but that is a four-letter word.
I know. I love that. I love
Yes.
it.
But no, I thought it was sweet though that she actually like thought like a boy was cute because Icy
Yeah.
was just like
Power
all
hungry.
I want is to like raise the army of decay and like just take over the planet. And like Stormy was just kind of like, yeah, like
She is
what she
chaotic.
said.
She's just
And
like, yeah.
yeah, I feel like Stormy is an interesting like I feel like I wish I could know a bit more about Stormy specifically because I feel like she never
Hmm.
really like shows very much like they don't give her too much, you know what I mean, in the
Yeah.
show.
They gave her that
But
random beef with Musa in season 2, which I thought was hilarious because it's like, shouldn't Darcy have beef with Musa since they both
right,
dated the same
because
guy?
of
Like,
Riven. Yeah.
yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
it is interesting. But yeah, I think I'll say Darcy and Valtor, but Icy also just her voice is what gets me. Lisa Ortiz, her oh my God, her work as
She's the,
Icy is like
yeah, she's the perfect Icy. Like,
it's
diabolical.
have you heard the Cinnaloom Icy?
Yes, unfortunately. Yes, I
I
have.
just like I heard her for the first time like last month genuinely because I've never walked down that road. I really have not. Like I barely. And I was like, there was this like one part where I think she was interrogating Musa and Bloom, like, or not Musa, Murta and Bloom, like in the
Oh
woods. And
yeah.
Icy was like, Icy was something was like, I'm not bad. I'm diabolical. And I was just
Uh, uh,
like
you
that
gotta
can,
say it. Maybe you're actually not.
right. And I'm just thinking, like, just thinking of Lisa Ortiz as Icy in comparison, I was just like, wow, did they like, and I know this sounds like rude, but like, I'm surprised that that was like okayed as like the final
Ooh.
product, like
Hmm.
genuinely. It's just like, it sounds very like there's no soul
Unfinished.
in it whatsoever. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
like a demo.
Yeah.
But what about you though? Who's your favorite villain?
Ooh, I think Icy. It has to be because Elisa Ortiz,
Yeah,
like her like stunning performance as Icy, but also just Icy's character, especially in the first season for sure. Like they're senior witches at Cloud Tower, and like my girl is like zeroed in. She like knows what she wants. She doesn't even care that she got kicked out of Cloud Tower. And she's just
yeah,
like, that's okay.
she
I'm
didn't
on my
care at
own
all.
program anyway. Like, I'm about to like own all you bitches. Like, literally, she's
Yeah.
just like bad. She is the baddest witch. Like, and I
Yeah.
love her for that. I love that she knows who she is and she knows what she wants. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so good.
She's so perfect. Like she's literally perfect. And she's so gorgeous. Like that ponytail, like and those
Serving.
like Marie Antoinette like ringlets. Like I like that she has a little bit of like a Marie Antoinette like royal
Hmm.
like
Hmm. And like her collar for like her cape too.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
iconic. And like, yeah, I love everything about it. Her thigh-high boots. Come
Yes,
on.
she
Like,
invented thigh-high boots.
no, for
She
real.
did that first. Like she did that first. Because I remember like when I would see some of those like the black ones, I'd be like, oh, like Icy from
Hmm.
Winx
Hmm.
Club, like
Hmm.
her
Did
boots.
you ever play the Bratz Rock Angels video game? You remember the thigh-high boots that you would get in that game? I'd be like,
Yes.
this is icy.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God, that game. That game.
I, st- yeah, I got stories, but we'll save them for a different podcast. Oh,
Time. But I think like in terms of forums, like I just didn't really understand like what that was, I
yeah.
think. So I was more so just like, oh, let's play dress up games. I remember there was this website called winxclub.us, I believe. And it was like
Yes.
this dress up game website that had all Winx Club dress up games. And it would play this playlist and it would play this song that I come to realize like oh like maybe 5 years ago that it was actually from the Bratz live action movie
Oh my
playlist.
God, no.
Yes, and it was like the song that's like "It's my life
Yes,
and
yes,
I'm
yes.
gonna live it tonight." They would play that on the playlist, and they would just play the same five songs over and over and over and over, and they were so burned into
God.
my brain. And I just knew everybody. And one time, my best friend Alana, who was the other girl in that soup video,
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
she actually doesn't really like Winx Club. That's like one of the
Okay.
one things that we don't have in common, like doll wise or like media wise. She's
Yeah.
like, she's like, I don't know what it is, girl. It's just like too like I don't I don't remember what she said. She just said I think she said it was weird. And I was like, well, it is like weird, but like
Yeah.
that's why it's so like gorgeous. Like that's what I think.
Hmm.
But no, she played that song because we were like really into Bratz together and
Mm.
it was like I won't be late to school. It's cause I really care about it.
Really care
And
about it. Yes.
I was like I had like a Raven Baxter vision to the past of like
Just
that website, that Winx Club dress up website. And I was like,
how do you know that?
I was like, you're lying. There's no fucking way you're playing this right now. And she was like, I think it was her. I think I'm remembering this correctly, but I think she was just playing one of the songs, or maybe it just came on, like, because I know we like the one that's like, "You hate that I'm a rock star,"
Oh,
like that one.
yes.
I think it just came on from like the album, and I was like, I can't believe you're
Incredible.
playing this, like,
Incredible.
just like, yes, and I just feel like these are such specific memories and experiences that are just burned into my skull, like,
Literally same.